This episode is brought to you by Walmart. New beauty is in bloom at Walmart, and it's all about springtime radiance. From Drybar, Tula Skincare, and hundreds more available online, Walmart has the premium brands you want and this season's on-trend products for flawless, glossy hair and hydrated skin. Big name beauty brands? Check. The things you love? Check. Find trending spring beauty and all you need to look and feel gorgeous at Walmart, on app and online.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, all my beautiful friends from all across the vast reaches of the internet. I hope each and every single one of you is doing absolutely fantastic on this fine Tuesday morning or whenever you happen to be listening to this podcast episode, whether that be morning, evening, or into the deep, dark depths of the night. Welcome to the Reddit Asks Us podcast, the podcast where we read and react to comments from r/Askreddit. I'm your host, Luke Dick. If you're listening to this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever else you get your podcasts, please leave us a rating and also leave us a review. It helps with the show so immensely much. Remember, you can answer this week's question or comment on the episode by going to the description of the episode in Spotify. And if you scroll down there, there's a comment feature, so you should be able to comment, and then I'll read those comments out loud on the next week's following episode. Remember to also join our subreddit, r/Reddit Asks Us, where there's a new mega thread. So if you want to post anything Reddit Asks Us related or podcast related or whatever, you can go ahead and post it in the subreddit, r/Reddit Asks Us on Reddit, or there's you can post in the mega thread, whatever you choose to do with that autonomous mind of your own, with your established sense of personal autonomy and freedom. You can do whatever you wish. This is an ad-supported show, so we'll take an ad break a little bit in about 10 minutes into the show, and about another 10, 15 minutes into the show after that. We do a poll, would you rather, every single week, so be prepared for that. Why don't we just go ahead and jump into that? I'm always so disorganized with doing the polls, like when to read them out. But, I don't know. Maybe, Let's actually read the comments from last week's episode first, because I don't really think there's a whole ton of comments here. So last week's episode was, what's the adult equivalent of not getting picked in gym class? Yeah, you thought that shit was going to end when you were a kid, but surprise, surprise. There's a real rude awakening. It's like, oh, you know, when I thought when I was an adult, things were going to get better. Oh, no, they actually get worse. Now not only am I ignored by everybody, but I also have existential dread. This is amazing. No, I'm just kidding. I love all my friends, and I am in a stable place. I feel like I have to say that. Trust me, guys, I'm in a stable place. Trust me, I have a lot of friends. I have so many friends. You guys should see how many friends I have. I have so many freaking friends. Like, all my friends are like constantly like, geez, oh my god, my phone's ringing right now. What's this, a friend? Like, just trying to be like, yo, what's up, Luke? You're so fucking dope. And be like, yeah, dude, this is fucking Noah, dude. This fucking, you should like totally hang out and like do some like friend type shit. Let's get on some friend type shit right now. First comment comes from Phil Savannah. When you're in a group with your friends, having them not respond when you say something and ignore it. I feel like this kind of happens to me, though. Like, I don't know. I'm kind of a yapper, so sometimes they'll just say something and everyone kind of we'll just pass over it. It's like, you know what? It's fine. I'm used to it now. It's just, you just gotta, I'm just seeing what works, man. Just seeing what sticks, man. You gotta put out the feelers, bro. Next one, and then Phil says, not getting a promotion that you should have gotten. That's pretty good. I feel like I haven't really, since I'm in university and like, you know, my job right now, it's not necessarily a ton of upward mobility per se, because I'm still a student and it's, I don't know. At least not at this point in my life, there is like upward mobility with this kind of job as of yet. Not that I don't like where I work, but you know, I'm just a young boy, just a young one. No, just kidding. I'm 23 years old. But that would sting. That would definitely sting, especially if they keep you around and you don't get any more. Well, honestly, it'd be worse if they give you that extra responsibility, but you don't get promoted. It's like, you know what? Why don't this is you're cheap labor. Why don't we just exploit the hell out of you? Not being invited to go out to eat or drink with friends. Again, that one's tough. But you know what? I always I always tell myself this, that they just want special time alone with that other person or that other 7 people, okay? They just want some alone time with those to bounce it off. You know how you have that 1 or 2 friends that you're just extra close with, and you need to bounce something off them specifically? They're just doing that with like 7 other people, so it's like totally fine. But I'm just that was tough. How do I make myself seem like not a loser when I'm reading these out? I have friends, but that happens to everybody though, bro. You're not always the most popular in the friend group, so that's when you gotta approach the group leader and you gotta get down on your knees and you gotta ask for forgiveness, beg for forgiveness. Group leader, please let me back in. Being the last person to get cake at a birthday party. Yeah, that one's so benign. Like it's not like it's like no one's like doing that necessarily on purpose, but it still feels like, dang, really? Like I remember I did a ski trip with my friends, 'cause we usually do one every year, and I kind of got chosen to like, heat up the food and stuff, but I was also serving it, and I was the last person to eat. And I was like, okay, I guess you guys don't care about my health. That's fine. I guess I have to heat up the food and serve you. What else do you want me to do? Lick your feet? Give you guys all mani-pedis? No, I'm just kidding. But it is one of those unintentional things that you do feel slighted. It's like, oh, okay, well, I guess no one gives a shit about my hunger. Guess no one cares about me. Being the last to get asked to a dance at a wedding. Never really been to a wedding as an adult, so I'm sure I have yet to experience that. I'll just be like, no, you guys, no. Hey, would you like to dance? I would. Oh no, sorry. I was talking to your friend that you're sitting beside. I was gonna say that I would love for you to dance with my friend. Actually, I was actually literally just about to say, I would hope you were going to ask me that, because I was literally just about to say, if you were going to ask me, I was like, oh, you're asking the wrong guy here. You should actually probably ask my friend about that, because he's like way better dancer than I am. Like, she's like, and just like a better guy. He's like way cooler than I am, just like more handsome, and it's like generally just like better quality person. So I was like, why don't I just skip you right along? just did all the work for you. But yeah, like totally. Yeah. He's so available. Not getting a like on a social media post. I mean, sometimes when you strategically post, like since I'm a little bit younger, it's not that I don't get a like, but sometimes you don't get as many likes as you would think, especially because like, oh damn, I went out and took some really sick photos. Like I'm excited for these to pop off on IG. And then it's like, oh, that's not the response quite I was looking for, but we'll take it. We'll take it on, we'll take it on the chin. Yeah, tough one. And then lastly for the would you rather, because the would you rather was, would you rather have sticky hands or sticky fingers? Or would you rather have sticky lips? And Phil says, sticky lips would be bad, but sticky hands is worse. I touch more things with my hands than I do with my lips. That's fair. I mean, I feel like that's super fair. I guess, yeah, if you're willing to kind of just be Mr. Stoic on this one and kind of just take the back seat, and decide that you're going to listen instead of yapping away like me. Next one comes from a special little cat. I don't know, I'm not an adult, but I'd rather have sticky lips. Okay, well, you shouldn't be listening to this podcast if you're not an adult, special little cat. No, I'm just kidding. But, I mean, depends on how young you are. This show is not made for... I'd be really disappointed in myself if there's really young people listening to this. But I think you're in like high school or something, so I'll potentially give you a pass. Next one comes from Ghost. Plus, you've also been a very loyal listener, so how can I pass that up? Next one comes from Ghost. What's up, Luke? Don't have an answer, but hope everyone is doing good. Also found a new job at Freedom's at my fingertips. Anyway, hope life treats y'all well. Stay ghostly. What is Freedom's at my fingertips? And Freedom's at my fingertips. Is this a business or am I feel like, no. Is this, you're just freedom because you can have money now? I'm kind of confused. Just found a good new, found, also doing good new found a job. Freedoms at my fingertips. Oh, okay. Maybe that's not the name of the business. I thought I was, I missed the mark on that one. Okay, so the results from the Would You Rather from last week. So last week's Would You Rather is, would you rather have sticky hands or sticky lips for life? Wow. We had an overwhelming 83.3 to 16.7% win for sticky lips. Damn. This is, I mean, you guys are Redditors, so that would make sense. I mean, you got to type on the phone. Yeah, you can't be with the laptop and the keyboard. No shade, but Redditors, man, you guys got to be online. You guys got to, especially if you're a mod, you know, you can say everything you need to say with a couple of clacks on the keyboard. But I guess yeah, not necessarily one for talking, but I guess you got to be quiet in the gaming lobby, boys and girls, and other people who identify in however gender identity they choose to identify. You got in the gaming lobbies, in the chat, you guys got to shut the fuck up, because you know, you can't be calling out people in the chat anymore, because otherwise people are they're gonna be like, this guy's mic is really fucked up. What the hell is going on with this guy's mic? It sounds like he got stuck in a vat of honey. So, honey people, no more entering the chat. Okay, so this week's Would You Rather is, would you rather be amazing at every musical instrument, or you are the most handy person? So meaning like, you are just as good at every musical instrument as you are at, like, you can do carpentry, you can do mechanics, you can do any trade skill, basically. You are perfectly proficient at doing it, just like you are at, so you're maybe not necessarily an expert, but you're really good. So either you're really good at every musical instrument and playing every musical instrument, or you're really good at trade skills. This one's a tough one for me, dude, because I still don't know how cars work. I don't know if I'm ever going to understand how an engine works. My grandpa just tried to explain it to me when I was a kid, and I'm not surprised. Like, if we were to transport technology back into the past and show like a peasant a motorcycle and they tried to figure out how it worked, I feel like I'm that peasant nowadays. Like, I feel like I would have no greater knowledge. I bet if peasant from the 1300s could probably figure out how a motorcycle works better than I could at this moment in time. Straight up. Like, they would be like, wheels, barrels, there's like, we can work with something here, you know? There's something, I think we can, with this metal, you know, I think we got this, we can figure this out. Me? I mean, I can ride a bicycle with no hands for a little bit. That's the extent of what I know about mechanics. So embarrassing. My ancestors are rolling around in their graves. Okay, folks, we're going to take a short break, and then we're going to be back into it with today's episode.
I think I just won my taxes.
Yeah?
I just switched to H&R Block in about 1 minute. All I had to do was drag and drop last year's return into H&R Block, and bam, my information is automatically there.
So I don't have to go digging around for all my old papers to switch?
Nope.
Sounds like we just leveled up our tax game.
Switching to H&R Block is easy. Just drag and drop your last return. It's better with Block.
Welcome back, all of my beautiful friends from the internet. I hope you all are excited to listen to this week's episode of the Reddit Asks Us podcast. So, for the Reddit Asks Us podcast, the podcast where we podcast about podcasting and podcasts. So, this week's episode is, what mundane activities are you convinced are a sign of a serial killer or psychopath? Everyone's a little different. But some people are like, how did you get that way? How did you discover this habit of yours? Like, how this is you went your whole life doing this, and this was just a natural instinct. You kind of just were like, fuck it. This is the way I do things. You kind of have to have a little bit of respect for these people sometimes. First one comes from Piper Toma. Driving a car while the seatbelt chime is constantly ringing. Bro, dude, I remember when I was in 8th grade, or grade 8, I had my, this guy who was in grade 12 who, like, we used to have this thing at my high school called Freshie Master. So, like, and you're a freshie, so, like, you're in grade 9 when you get into high school, and then you're a freshie master, so you're a freshie, and then in grade 12 you have a freshie master, and that person's in grade 12, and they kind of, throughout the whole year, they can kind of just tell you what to do. So they're just like, oh, you're going to come and buy me lunch today, or you're coming with us and we're going to do this thing, or whatever. We're going to get up to some mischief, all right? A little bit of tomfoolery, if you will. And I remember they took me on a drive one time, and the guy who was driving the car, so my freshie master was in the passenger seat, and the guy who was driving the car was his buddy, and he was like a year younger than him, and he just got his license, and he's driving around me, a 13-year-old. It's just like such a weird vibe. It's just like me, a 13-year-old, chilling with a 17-year-old and a 16-year-old and a 17-year-old. I just do not fit in. It's like, I thought you guys said that we were going to the Lego store. I thought you guys said that we were going to buy some Lego sets from Walmart. But this high school parking lot doesn't look like Walmart, and it seems like you're driving me to go fight someone. Yeah, you're telling me to get out of the car and go fight another kid. This is weird. Just kidding. That didn't happen. But anyways, type shit like that would happen. But I remember them driving me around, and the whole time, bro in the driver's seat just got his license, just no seatbelt, raw dogging the driver's seat. And the annoying thing was the ding of the seatbelt thing in the car was just going. I mean, they were just blasting the music, so obviously it kind of covered up the sound. But it's kind of like, you're just okay with it. You know what's going to really easily fix that? So in between the songs, and every once in a while when you just hear that dinging, it's really consistent and kind of annoying. You know what really fix that is just a pull of the arm, a pull of the left hand. Would you? Is this like a bias thing? Is it because you don't want to reach with your left hand? You'd rather be in the passenger reach with your right hand? It's like, I don't do shit with my left hand, bro. That's why I don't wear my seatbelt when I'm driving, because I'm not gonna do this. Really? We're catering now to left-handed people? Hell no, bro. There's no way I'm reaching for that seatbelt. That's not a chance. How about we make a right-handed seatbelt for the driver's side? Has anyone thought about that? Catering to the most of the world? And listen, guys, I'm left-handed. I'm advocating for this. This is what we need to be passing in Parliament, okay? This is what we need to be passing in Congress. Bills that require us to put the seatbelt on with our right hands. We can't be pandering to the lefties, okay? These left-handed losers who think that they can just, in the driver's seat? Come on, the audacity. It's like, no, the driver's seat. We're driving, okay? We drive on the right-hand side of the road. And we're going to put our seatbelts on with our left hands? What is this? Is this hell? What is this, communist China? Come on, bro. Get out of here, bro. Get out of here. Get out of here with that, dude. This is not the place for it, bro. Not the place. The seatbelt thing always amazes me, too, because it's just like, fuck it. I'm going to be fucking rebellious. I'm going to fucking die in this car crash. Like, what's the logic there? Like, it's gonna be so fucking sick. I'm gonna fucking fly right through this fucking windshield. I'm gonna get in a car accident. It's not even gonna be my fault, and I'm gonna fucking fly through that windshield. Yeah, it's gonna be so fucking sick. My fucking brains will be scattered all over the road. I'm gonna suffer serious brain damage. Like, I don't, like, what's the trade-off here? Like, I like, sometimes it's like okay, you ignore a little bit of safety because something looks kind of cool, okay? But the seatbelt thing, it's like, damn, bro, like, that's, you could get in an accident. It's not even your fault, man. You could just get T-boned by someone on their fucking phone, and you're just fucked. Like, there's no making up for that, dude. The seatbelt will definitely easily save your life. And you're just being like, no, man, it doesn't go with my fucking jacket, bro. The seatbelt doesn't go with my fucking jacket, dude. I'm not gonna fucking wear that shit, bro. That shit's fucking lame, bro. Come on, dude. You're seriously gonna wear a seatbelt, dude? This is a fucking Yves Saint Laurent jacket, bro. You think I'm gonna fucking ruin that by putting a strap over my chest? Yeah, fuck you. What the hell? Next one comes from Emotional Meatbag. Not caring when their socks get wet. This is insane. This is like, I don't even know how to describe the mental instability you must have to have in order to just have wet feet and just not care. Like, with socks on. Like, I don't just... What, are you going to just jump in the pool with your clothes on? You're going to swim around? It's like, oh, man, it'd be a nice day for a little swim, I think. Maybe just, maybe a little dip in the hot tub. But, just give me a second, boys. I got to go put on my jorts. Let me get my jorts on before... That would be just so insane to be in the hot tub with somebody, and you're just, like, chatting with somebody. You know how you can go to a hotel or, like, you know, a resort or something, and you're in the hot tub, and everyone's kind of just... You're making conversation with random people, you know? How insane would it be if you're just in the hot tub with somebody, and that person just gets up, and they're like, yeah, I think I'm going to cap it off here. Nice meeting you. But, yeah, I think I'm gonna head back inside. I got an early morning. And they just get up and they have jorts on. Like, wait a second, you were wearing those this whole time? Jorts? Like, what? I would prefer you naked. I would rather you get up and I'd see your dick and balls just hanging loose than jorts on. Jorts feels like a step backwards. Like, at least nude feels like a step forwards. It's like, okay, we're getting progressive here. Okay, I didn't know we were in fucking Finland. All right, I guess we're moving forward in society. Okay, we got to be okay with nudity now. This is public nudity is all right. I guess the liberals won. This is what the liberals want. This is what the liberals want. They want us to hot tub with our nuts out. That's like the next Democratic campaign. Is just they want everybody to just hot tub with their balls out. True freedom in this country. True freedom in this country is not free speech. All right? It's not freedom of movement. It's not freedom of expression. It's free balls. Free balling. Okay? This is, the Republicans spend too much time talking about free speech and all this stuff that just does not matter. What we need to be focusing on is letting loose. Take that shirt off. Free those genitals while you're in the hot tub or the pool. Okay, we need to, this is progressiveness in society. This is how we become a more tolerant and better society. All right, we need to acknowledge each other's sacks and what we've got going down below. Okay, it should be normal for when bro gets up, one guy's wearing jorts, the other one's freeballing. You look at the freeballing dude and you're like, respect. That's a nice pair. All right, we need to normalize this. Normalize the balls, okay? And not just whatever set of genitalia you may have. We need to desensitize society to this, okay? We have to stop sexualizing this stuff. It's not about sexuality. It's about appreciating another man's sack after he's just out of the hot tub, you know? So there's no shrinkage. This literally started with not caring when their socks get wet. I'm sorry, folks. I went off on a real tangent. But that is insane, though. That is insane to just think someone's just gonna just have squelching feet and just be like, yeah, this is fine. It's like, don't you want to take off your socks? Like, we're on a camping trip, bro. Like, you brought extra socks. Like, don't you want to just throw on a new pair? It's like, no, I kind of like the way this feels, you know? Water in my shoes, piss in my pants. You know, I feel like it's just, it feels natural. It feels natural. You know, this is how our ancestors lived, okay? They didn't wear socks. They were just wet all the time, okay? We were once in the primordial soup. We evolved from aquatic mammals, okay? And aquatic animals. So we should be comfortable with wet socks because we've been way wetter in the past, bro. I can trust you've been way wetter than this, dog. Way, way wetter. Next one comes from Eater a Mauler. When your mouth smiles, but your eyes don't. And then Scooperfield replies and says, Mr. Beast. That's how we know Mr. Beast is not doing anything positive in society. Because whenever he smiles, there's just no eye squint. He's just staring at you, like deep into your soul. Like, I just bought you LASIK. Are you happy? Are you happy? Turns out you're in debt to me forever. Turns out I implanted your eyeballs with Mr. Beast chip. And now that's all you can see is my face. You thought you were going to get eyes? You thought you were going to see? No, all you're going to see is Mr. Beast. All you're going to be able to see is advertisements for what is I don't even know what is his stuff called here. What is it, Mr. Beast? What is Mr. Beast's chocolate bar? What is this? Feastables. Yeah. yeah. You're just going to get just rotating Feastables advertisements in front of your face the whole time. It's like, wow, you thought you got LASIK. I actually implanted Mr. Beast's brain chip into you. And now you're just going to be, every once in a while, you're just going to get, you're a sleeper cell. Okay, and then every once in a while, you're going to wake up and be like, hey, guys, have you ever tried Mr. Beast's new flavor, Caramel Crunch? Feastables, available at Walmart and select stores now. That's how we know there's something wrong with Mr. Beast. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure Mr. Beast does a lot of really nice things, to be honest. I actually don't really pay a whole lot of attention to Mr. Beast or whatever he does. I've heard he's doing pretty nice things, I guess. I don't really watch any of his content, so there are so many people who like vehemently defend Mr. Beast as if he's like Jesus, you know? They're just like, it's just like, yeah, you know, I'm just like not a really big fan of Mr. Beast's content. What the fuck? What do you mean you don't like Mr. Beast? You're not allowed to not like Mr. Beast. He saved 1 billion children on Mars. He saved their lives. He restored all organic life to Mars. He's terraforming Jupiter and Venus. Okay? He sent out a space probe into the outer rim of the galaxy, and he's now allowing us to communicate with alien species. And they're going to come and help us. And you're saying you don't like Mr. Beast? What do you mean you don't like Mr. Beast? Have you even had a Feastable? It's like, holy shit, man. I didn't know it was that deep of a cut. I don't know, bro. I already watched Squid Game. I feel like I don't really need to see that in real life. I feel like I kind of know how it ends up and what the premise. No, you don't understand. It's a commentary, bro. I don't know much about Mr. Beast, if I'm going to be totally honest with y'all.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
I was never really a runner. The way I see running is a gift, especially when you have stage 4 cancer. I'm Anne. I'm running the Boston Marathon, presented by Bank of America. I run for Dana-Farber Cancer Institute to give people like me a chance to thrive in life, even with cancer.
Join Bank of America in helping Anne's cause. Give if you can at BofA.com/supportAnn. What would you like the power to do? References to charitable organizations is not an endorsement by Bank of America Corporation. Copyright 2025.
All right. Next one comes from Ramen Benjamin. Sorry to any of those folks out here who may be offended by this, but subreddit moderation. Bob Sledding replies and says, underrated answer. Some of these are not normal. I hope some of them read these comments and have a self-reflective moment about how pathetic they are. People really hate the Reddit mods, bro. Some people treat Reddit mods like... Or some people treat Reddit moderation like it's genuinely their job. Like this is something that they're like contributing to society for moderating, you know, r slash kayaking. Like, really, bro? Like, it's like, actually, we don't really talk about upstream kayaking in this subreddit. We this is a downstream kayaking subreddit only. So please read the rules before you post on this subreddit, because we actually don't discuss upstream kayaking. That's a totally different sport and something we completely are not in support of on this subreddit, because it actually leads to a ton of injuries and dangerous activities. So we don't promote upstream kayaking. So please keep your comments to downstream only. The most we will support is side stream. We do some side stream kayaking, so you kind of can post kayaking sideways. But other than that, that's the most we're going to tolerate on this subreddit. It's like, okay, bro. Like, this is... I'm glad you're doing the Lord's work. All that energy that's... You know, you could be volunteering at a local homeless shelter. You could be volunteering at an old folks' home. Or giving your time to the less fortunate, but we can count on you to be moderating the subreddit for r/ballpoint pens. That's great. I mean, I'm looking at a ballpoint pen right now, and I can guarantee you there's a subreddit for pens. r/pens has to be. r/stationery, I guarantee you, is a subreddit. And the mods are crazy on that subreddit. Actually, we tend not to discuss anything outside of ballpoint. It's ballpoint pen week, so if you could keep your feathers in your pants, actually, we are not going to discuss feathers or any other form of traditional stationery other than ballpoint pens, because it's ballpoint pen week this week. So I will be a Hawkeye in this subreddit. So if you think you're gonna get away with posting about pencils, it's not gonna happen. Okay, I am on this subreddit like a goddamn owl, ripping a fish or a mouse out of the frickin' water. I can hear and see with those concave hearing devices in my face. Okay. My eyes are so sunken in from looking at screens and Reddit all day that I can hear you about to post. Just people take that shit way too seriously, bro. And you gotta loosen up. Okay, I can guarantee you there's like probably a billion more important things than you could be doing moderating for Reddit, bro. That's why I love auto mods, man. The auto mods, it's just this is a job for AI, bro. This is a job for truly not inorganic material. Next one comes from Mildly Defective. Not rolling the bag closed inside cereal boxes, just leaving it open in there. I mean, what the fuck? Dude, this gives the same energy also as not rolling up the bag of chips or just like lightly folding it. It's like, yeah, I'm a big fan of Cheetos, but I actually really like it when they taste disgusting and horrible. When they're kind of like... When they kind of have that like wet taste and crunch, and like they lose all their crunchiness and they get really chewy. Yeah, that's how I prefer chips. Yeah, they get that like chewiness, and it feels absolutely disgusting to eat them. And it's just probably one of the worst consistencies you could ever put in your mouth. That's kind of what I like. That's kind of, I also like my steak well done. Yeah, it's, I prefer to drink wine, just stomped grapes, just right from the feet, bro. Right out the feet. Just let me just open a tap on the bottom of that barrel after you've been sloshing your feet around in there, and I'll take that, bro. I will pay top dollar for this. Again, like, the same thing happens with cereal. It's like, the whole idea with cereal and with crunchy things is that you're supposed to have the crunch. You're not supposed to have, like, no one bites into a bowl of Cheerios or a bowl of Fruit Loops or something and expecting the consistency of a Starburst. Like, no one asked for that. No one woke up in the morning going into the cereal cabinet and thinking to themselves, I hope this tastes like Jell-O. I want this to not taste like Jell-O, but I want it to feel like Jell-O. But, like, way worse, like tougher and, like, more chewy than that. Yeah. Like, I want this to taste like disgusting beef jerky. If they turn beef jerky into a cereal, that's what I want this to taste like. People, what the fuck? That is the ultimate level of laziness. Like, that has to be the ultimate apex final boss of laziness. You just you grab the cereal box, you opened up the bag, you poured it in, and then you just left it. Like, there's just no, you put the effort to put it back on the shelf though, but you just left it open. Like, it takes, you're going to put are you going to put the lid back on the milk? You're just going to leave the milk sitting out in the fridge just with no lid? It's like, oh. Or like people who will drink, like, this gives also the same energy as people who will be like, oh yeah, can you get me like a Diet Coke or something? Because they have Coke cans or whatever in their house. And it's like, oh, none of them are in the fridge. They're all just like sitting out. Oh yeah, that's fine. What do you mean that's fine? You're drinking room temperature soda? Like, what? Room temperature? Like, I think honestly, you probably have a higher chance of getting cancer drinking soda at room temperature. Drinking soda when it's in the fridge, ain't shit gonna happen. Ain't shit gonna happen, bro. But you drink that shit lukewarm or room temperature, your chances of getting cancer skyrocket. I'm sincerely convinced that you will suffer at the hands of drinking room temperature Coca-Cola. Like, it's just this is a fact. This is inescapable, bro. You thought you were gonna have trouble drinking Coca-Cola on a daily basis? Try drinking it warm or just room temperature. Like, how do you just throw some ice in there, dog? It's not even that. You don't have to go that much out of your way. It's not like it's this monumental, like, task that you need to, you're going to put the box of cereal back in the cupboard. You're just like, no, I kind of prefer it that way. I just kind of prefer things to taste disgusting. That's kind of, if ever there's anything that tastes good, I just like it to taste not as good as that. You know how the way that it comes? I like it to taste worse than that. It's kind of my vibe. Next one comes from, this is the honey badger. What the hell? Flying a kite at night. I can't trust somebody who does this. Who flies kites at night? Who are you? You can't even see it. You're like, well, I hope it's up there. I mean, the string's up there, but it's kind of dark. I can't really see it. Yeah, because it's fucking nighttime. Why would you go and fly that is one of the, it's not fireworks. What do you think this is, bro? That just feels like the ultimate waste of time. It's like, this is why they put colors and cool designs on kites, so that you can see them. Flying a kite during that night almost feels just like completely redundant. It's like, dude, once this thing gets up in the air, looks totally different, bro. Looks just, it's completely, like, it'll blow your mind. It looks cool on the ground, but like, once it gets up in the air, it'll change your, it's mesmerizing, bro. Dude, that sounds sick. When are we gonna go? Probably like 2 a.m. Probably like 2 or 3 in the morning when it's like super fucking dark and we can't see anything. We're probably just gonna go out in the middle of a field somewhere where it's really, really even, like pitch black. No artificial lighting even close to us. And we're just gonna throw that thing up in the air. But we can't see it. Like, how do we even, what's there to appreciate if I look up and I can just see like this weird dark, like just thing floating around. It's kind of in and out of the light of the moon. Dude, you're not getting this, bro. It's all about the vibe that it creates, bro. It's not about the kite, bro. It's about the friends we make along the way, okay? You're looking at this super narrowly. Dude, this is like, it's like watching TV with the sound off, but you also don't have the subtitles on. It's like, no, I kind of just like prefer to guess what's going on. Like, what? Like, or the other way around, where it's like you can only hear the audio, but you can't watch anything on the screen. It's like, yeah, I kind of just like, yeah, I just like to think about what might be going on, if I could see what was going on. Well, you can see what's going on if you turn on the screen, bro. You just click unmute on the remote. You know what? When you can fly your kite. But it's better to fly your kite during the fucking day when you can see it. I also am just not a huge kite person in general. Like, that just feels like a really, like I'm sorry if anyone's like really into flying kites, but it's kind of one of those things where it's like, so you saw airplanes and like RC airplanes and you were like, no. I prefer something way less cooler than that. You're like, how there's those, electric, airplanes you can fly around, RC airplanes or drones even, super cool, super fun, and you just thought to yourself, no, I'd rather it be on a string and like really annoying to like have to keep up. And it has to be like super windy in order to enjoy it. You know what I fucking love? Windy days, bro. I just love when the wind is just blowing really, really hard, and it's like a beautiful day. It's like 25 degrees Celsius, 26 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, so sorry, my American friends. But it's just like way colder because it's so windy. Dude, I love that. I love when you like can't hear what people are saying because the wind is just smashing in your ear, and that's all you can hear. Dude, I fucking love that. You know what's better than a sunny day? A fucking windy one, bro. When it's super just blowing around you, your hat's falling off. Like you can't even focus on what's going on. You have to seek shelter almost immediately. That's kind of my vibe, dude. I just love the wind. That is such a goofy, like, how do you get into flying kites? And it's just like, I don't understand. With RC airplanes, you can learn tricks, you can do flips, you can do all sorts of cool stuff. A kite just kind of flies up there. It doesn't really do much. Like, once you get it up there, you're kind of just like, well, this is fun. Just look at it. Just up there and shit. Just floating around. It's fucking awesome, dude. It's like, what's like would be cool is if it was like on a string too, so it's not like a Chinese lantern where you like watch it float away and then you see it go and then you like, it's like a wish, you make a wish. It's like, no, what if we just did that but like on a string and then we just like reel it back to ourselves and then we just like wait for it to be super fucking windy to go out and enjoy this thing. I remember making kites in school one time when I was a kid, and it was just like a kind of windy day, and the kites weren't really doing anything, and I'm like, this is just such a specific hobby that you just can't do. Like, no one wants to go try skateboarding instead. There are other things. I would have rather built paper airplanes than kites. This feels like it's not windy. I have to wait to go and do this? Like, why? Next one comes from Will the ill behavior. Soaping up the dishes and putting them to dry without rinsing them. Again, bro, you're one step away. You are literally, this is the same dude who doesn't roll up the cereal bag. You are one step away. It's like, no, man, it's that I prefer to eat off of like dried soapy dishes because then whenever I'm eating something, I know that it's clean because I can taste the soap. Everyone knows you're supposed to taste the soap. It's like, I love the beef tartare, but it's, I think it needs a little bit more Dawn dish soap, if you're asking me. I think, wow, this escargot is delectable, but it's missing the taste of hand sanitizer. I think this would benefit a little bit from a light film of Dawn dish soap. Or just dishwashing detergent. It's missing a little bit of that flavor, that punch, that bitterness. I think it would really benefit from. I think this lovely strawberry pie would benefit from a little bit of just disgusting dish detergent. Just a little bit, a little sprinkle on the little film, so it kind of gloops up when you take a bite of your pie, and it's just. That's how you know it's fresh. That's how you know you're eating something that's truly meant to be eaten cleanly. It's better for you. Because then you just throw it right up. This is fucking disgusting. This last one comes from Mishi Mushu. Somebody who doesn't listen to anything on a car ride. Bro, this one is absolutely insane. If you ever drive with somebody and just you get in the car, you start driving and you're like, you're not going to play any music? And they're just like, no, I don't really listen to music. Podcasts? You don't listen to a podcast? Or no, I don't really know. Not really into podcasting. Not really my thing. Assume they're going to take you out to the middle of nowhere and butcher you to death. Okay? Assume that you are never getting... this is the last car ride you're ever gonna have. Like, how do you just sit in silence? Like, you're just alone with your thoughts? What are you thinking about, man? Like, is there that much to go over? You must have a cold heart if you're just in the car and you're just thinking to yourself, like, yeah, this is fine. Yeah. 16-hour drive ahead of me. Perfect time to just kind of sit in silence and just be alone and with yourself. That sounds like you're voluntarily putting yourself through what is it called? Solitary confinement. Like, you're literally just subjecting, which is torture. I don't know if you guys know much about solitary confinement, but is widely known to be a form of torture. And you're just self-inflicting that. You are a horrifying human being. Okay, folks, we're going to wrap it up for today's episode. Thank you all so much for tuning into another episode of the Reddit Ask Us podcast, the podcast where we read and react to comments from r/Askreddit. I am your host, Luke Dick. Now remember, if you're listening to this at podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever else you get your podcast, please leave us a rating and also leave us a review. It helps with the show so immensely much. Now, also, please go ahead and join our subreddit, r/Reddit Asks Us, and respond to this week's question. And other than that, I'll see y'all next week. Peace out, love you, goodbye.